Hi, Shep Hiking here, excited for another look backstage with another all-access pass to the 50-year history of Contemporary Productions with Steve Shankman. Steve, let's talk about how it all started.
Well, you know, I always liked music. My father was a musician. My grandfather's a musician. Actually, my son's a musician. So I was playing the trumpet in bands, and I started booking a few other bands, and I was getting calls all the time. The company was called Sound Productions, and I had the Chosen Few. I had the Impact Soul Review, and as it was growing, I needed help. So I ended up hiring a guy that I went to first grade with, Daniel Boone Grade School, and his name was Irv Zuckerman. And I called Irv. He was selling shoes, and I was selling drugs. Well,
Wait, selling drugs?
Well, we're both working at Westroads, which is now Galleria. So he was working at Sticks. He was Sticks Bear and Fuller,
Yep.
which is now Dillard's, which is now whatever. And he was selling shoes, and I was working at Walgreens, and I was selling prescription drugs. And I hired Irv to sell bands. And here we are, about 1968. But we need to incorporate because we're going to have a company got to incorporate. So I went over to the courthouse where my wife at the time's uncle, who was a lawyer, was there. He says, "Steve, what do you want to do?" I said, "We want to book bands and promote concerts." He says, "Well, what do you want to call the company?" I said, "Well, Continental Entertainment Associates." He says, "That's great. What are they going to do exactly?" I said, "Book shows and also book bands." He says, "Well, the union, how he would know this, I don't know. But the musicians union won't let you do both." He says, "You'll need a different entity to do promoting concerts." So right there at the spur of the moment, I came up with this idea of Contemporary, 1968, Contemporary Productions. So we had Continental Entertainment Associates, which I was a representative. I was on my business card. We had our offices at 539 North Grand, which is right next to the Fox Theater. And then Contemporary Productions was our concert arm, although we didn't do our first concert to the Grateful Dead in 1969. But that's how we began.
Wow, that's a great story. So I hope you enjoyed this look backstage. So come back next week for another all-access look into the history of Contemporary Productions.